Hey there, Christine Morel here. Right now, I'm going to show you a demo of how to use my 60-second ad machine. This is basically an AI that I created. It's a plugin, it's a custom GPT that's going to ask you a few questions about your business, and then it's going to pump out an amazing script for you to actually use for your ads. Now, what's amazing about this is it covers a type of framework that I like to use, okay? And this is called the what, why, when, how script. Okay, basically what it is what are you selling? Why should your audience be excited to buy it? What's in it for them, right? When can they get results or when can they get started and how can they get started? So, for example, whenever I first started out many years ago, when I was selling a book of festivals for musicians, I did it something like this. It was like, okay, what am I selling? So I'd get my cell phone out and I'd be like, hey guys, let me tell you about this list of festivals that pays artists to perform that I have right now. Okay, that's what I'm selling. Why should they be excited? We've spent hundreds of hours doing research and putting together these list of festivals. They all have confirmed budgets to pay artists. That means you don't have to be doing free shows anymore. You could be getting paid to perform and do what you love. When could they get started? When you get this list, I'm going to send this to you immediately. You could be reaching out to booking agents within seconds. You could be having conversations by tomorrow. How can they get started? Just click the link to learn more. Very, very simple. Do you guys see that? Now, normally I had to do it with a cell phone. I had to remember all this stuff. I had to memorize the lines. I'd fumble over my words sometimes. Or if I was reading it from a teleprompter, it sounded very mechanical and robotic. But now I have this, we have AI, right, that can read it for us, obviously. But I also have this writer that's going to make it really fun. So right now I'm going to show you a demo of it. There's a link here somewhere on this page. Only you have access to it. This is not something that we sell to the world at all. It is only for you. You can only get access to it through this program. So let's check it out. All right, so here we are at the 60-second ad machine. Okay, as of right now, you see just 3 items. They have a maximum of 4. We might add another one on there shortly, but I'll explain which 3, what they do. So this is basically the who, why, or I'm sorry, the what, why, when, how script, right? This is the type of things that every ad should have. You can create a classic ad script, you can create a funny ad script, or you can create an ad script with like AI humor. Okay, that's what this one's going to be. It's going to be, creating an ad that has like AI references, which again, I like to do because it makes people want to watch it because it is AI. So that's why I have this. Some people ask, like, why do you put AI humor in there? Well, because it's fun, because people can tell it's AI and they like hearing like the AI jokes, right? So I'm actually going to click on this, but you can play with this as much as you want. And we're also even just polishing this up and even adding some more tweaks. So this is going to get better as we go. So right here, it's going to just ask you some questions and it's going to make suggestions for you, which is awesome. So let's say here, it says, describe your role in business. So I'm going to put that I'm a coach. Okay, let's just say we're a coach. And then it's going to ask me another question. Okay, what's your product? This is, and it gives you just examples here. Are you a first-time home buyer course, marriage counseling? So let's, we could say, yeah, first-time home buyer course on how to buy a home, even if you don't have have good credit. Let's just put that. Okay, we're just making this up right now. And let's see what it asks. And it's going to start making suggestions, which helps. What results does your product provide? See how it says helps people buy their first property, helps people lose 5 pounds in 7 days. So let's put helps people buy their first property. Okay. All right, let's see what else it asks us. Okay, great. So the course helps people buy their first property. Name some great features why your audience should be excited to buy it. Okay, so let's put they should buy it because they don't have to have good credit. They don't need to know how to go about it. They don't need a big down payment. They don't they can let me handle all of the paperwork, all of that kind of stuff. Maybe you also provide that as a service. I don't know. How fast can someone get results? The results they can get are that they could be approved within 30 days. And then it asks another question here. They don't have money. Name 3 challenges or pain points that the customers have. This actually gave us some good suggestions. They don't have money for down payment. They have bad credit with no idea where to start. They've tried a lot of programs that didn't work. Yes, all of those. So sometimes it like just knows your offer and it'll give it to you, which is awesome. So we're just going to put yes. Then it says, what's your call to action? You just read this. It says, so here's your pain points. Make sure that those are the pain points, right? They don't have money. They have bad credit. They've tried other programs. What's your call to action? Click the link to set up a call, or click the link to learn more. We're just going to put that. All right, now let's see what it gives us here. All right. Oh, it asks us one more. Who's your target audience? So it's asking us to clarify first-time home buyers who think they can't buy a home because they don't have good credit, don't have money for a big down payment, and feel lost after trying other programs. Can you confirm that this is your ideal audience? Yes. All right, let's try it. All right, let's do this. Okay, so now it's giving us a script. AI clone talking. Hey, I'm not the real so-and-so. I'm just their AI clone. The real coach is probably out having fun while I do all the hard work making this video typical. So here's the deal. If you've been told you can't buy a house because your credit isn't perfect or because you don't have a giant down payment saved up, this is for you. The First-Time Homebuyer course shows you step-by-step how to get into your first property, even if your credit score makes you cry at night. This is great. I love this line. Now, the best part, you could be approved in as little as 30 days. Yep, 30 days from feeling stuck to finally holding the keys to your home. And don't worry about all the confusing stuff. No big down payment needed, no knowing where to start, and none of the headache with the paperwork. The real coach handles all of that for you. Now, notice it's also giving you like what the scene is going to look like. Look, cuts to paperwork disappearing into thin air. By the time you've watched this, we've probably already added more to this. It's going to actually describe like, hey, sitting at a desk, paper everywhere, you know, money on fire. Like it's going to be just more descriptive here. And then here, AI clone leans in sarcastically. Okay, keep trying programs that don't work, keep stressing about credit scores, and keep renting forever. Your choice. Even I know that's depressing, and I'm just AI. And again, this is going to be more descriptive. Like it'll be like, hey, AI clone standing in front of a new house with a for sale sign behind them, reaches in, you know, concerned. You know, so it's going to really have this because we're going to use that. So we're going to use that because we're going to develop with AI all of those visuals that it gives you here. So like I said, by the time you watch this, this is probably already going to be fixed, and we're polishing that up. Okay, bold text, click the link to learn more and finally get on the path to owning your first home. The real coach will take it from here. I'll just be here stuck in this video. So there's a few things here that I'm going to want to fix. And again, right now we're tweaking some of this stuff. So again, it's probably already going to be fixed by the time you watch this, but I'm going to go over this anyways because AI is never perfect. So right here, it says, hey, I'm not the real so-and-so, I'm their AI clone. The real coach is probably out having fun while I do all the hard work making this video. This is not a good opening line. The rest of the ad is very good, but this doesn't call out our perfect customer. In fact, it's just talking about how you're not working, which really isn't like a great way for us to, reach out to them and grab their attention. Instead, what we want is we always want a hook that calls out our client's pain point. So can you give me more options for hooks? I like bringing attention to the fact that I am AI, but I need it to be relevant to my customers' pain points. For example, the real coach, Christine, is out helping people buy their first property. Do you see what I'm saying? So there has to be a relevant reason why the AI is showing up instead of you, but that's because you're so busy out helping people, right? Because we need it to be relevant. We want the humor to be relevant to the product that we're selling. And so as you know that, as you learn that, as you go through the script, we can edit little things if we need to edit. Because again, the script's not always going to be perfect. So we're just going to hit it here. If it's doing some weird jokes that don't really appeal to the customer, any jokes, it should be really like, why should the customer like that? Like the customer should like that the AI had to show up because you're so busy getting people deals. That makes sense. Not, hey, you're just out living your life. That just kind of seems like you're not out helping customers. So look, this did it. Look, it gave you a bunch of different things. Hey, I'm not the real so-and-so. I'm just the AI clone. The real coach is out helping someone with bad credit get approved for their first home. Me, I get stuck making videos. This is great. See, that's so much better. So I'm just going to say, I like option number 1. Can you now finish the script from previously and bring it all together? So something like that. So this, this GPT plugin, it's trained to do this. So look, it's really cool. It cuts to happy family with keys. So here's the deal. If you've been told you can't buy a house because your credit isn't perfect, and see, this is perfect because just right here, and again, it's going to be more descriptive by the time you guys use this. This is what we're going to use to generate the descriptions, the actual visuals of the ad. So it's going to be really cool here. So then now let's read it again. The first time home buyer course shows you step by step how to get into your first property. The best part, you could be approved in as little as 30 days. Yep, 30 days from feeling stuck to finally getting the keys to your home, and don't worry about all the computing stuff. You don't need it, you're not gonna have a headache with homework. The real coach handles all of that for you. AI clone leans in sarcastically, or hey, keep trying programs that don't work. Like, this is great. Now it's fantastic. I love this script. Now the only thing that it messed up on is this is a little long. So I'm just going to say it should be 8-second clips. And again, by the time you use this, it's probably already fixed, but it's good for you to still see this. You can't get a video to say this entire line as of right now. Now that may change soon. Okay, maybe it'll be 20 seconds soon. As of right now, it's 8 seconds. So if it's still 8 seconds right now, and we'll update you if it's not, we would need to say, can you make sure each line is cut into 8 seconds? Because I am going to have Google Veo generate these. So I'm just going to say that. So just to make sure that these are, a little bit shorter. Or actually, I hate when it does this. Like, if it gives it to you like this, I just don't like that. I'm going to say, please rewrite this. I don't need the seconds written out. Just please make sure that the script is cut up and indented for every 8 seconds of dialogue. That's it. So I'm just telling it to just rewrite the script. There we go. See, so now it kind of rewrote it. Please make sure to keep the descriptions of the scenes. Because look, it kind of got rid of all the descriptions, So it's kind of being kind of wonky, guys. It'll be fixed by the time you guys use this, but for the most part, just know that you can ask it, to do different things. Like even right here. So see how it said, here's your line. And then it says visual, AI avatar clone speaking in a modern bright studio background. On-screen text, AI clone speaking. I like that. Quick cutaway to real coach walking with a happy first-time buyer outside the house. So it's giving you a bunch of descriptions here. If you think it's, you could always ask it to simplify it more. You could ask it to make it more advanced, however you want to go about it. In the next tutorial, I'm going to show you actually how to take these descriptions and bring it to life. And you may change it slightly as you start seeing how it works. Because some of the stuff you're going to see it does it perfectly, and some of the stuff it messes up a lot. But this is just a great tool for you to use. And look, it's created each of the lines, and now here's the visual. Here's the line, here's the visual. And in the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create the visuals, how to put you in any scene that you want, or even how to put your client in any scene that you want, or how to put an imaginary fictional character in any scene. So for the most part, I'll put the link down below, and let's create your first script before we move on to the next training. All right, I'm Christine Morel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.